up in round 7 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the Monster Energy MXGP of France. MX2 Race 1, Kai de Wolf, the championship leader, came from the left, swept across everybody to pick up his first foxhole shot of the season. Behind him, Sasha Coonan and Liam Everts quickly shuffled him back to third, though. And on the very next lap, coming down this same hill, as Sasha Coonan started to pull clear, Everts under pressure in second from Kai de Wolf. The berm gave way, Everts tucked the front, de Wolf went down with him, Lucas Coonan was there, ready to pick up the pieces. He emerged in second, Marc-Antoine Rossi fell early on from 10th. Meanwhile, Liam Everts on the charge, he'd got de Wolf with him, these two moving up towards 7th and 8th with that move on Kai Carsmakers. De Wolf then went after Liam Everts, picked off the Belgian at the bottom of the hill. That put him into 7th place. And then, meanwhile, while all this was happening, a couple of mistakes allowed Lucas Coonan to close in on Sasha Coonan. He went around the outside, eventually at the top of the hill on lap 7. From there, no one saw which way he went. Marc-Antoine Rossi was forced to retire on lap 8 as Adamo started to collect and catch his teammate. Sasha Coonan then shuffled back to third and then had this big monumental crash. He picked himself up in 8th place, but would have another fall later on, but eventually come home in 15th place. Simon Langenfelder down the inside of Mikkel Harp, didn't see the German coming, punted out of 3rd place. Harp picked himself up and would come home in 5th. Langenfelder enjoyed 3rd for a couple of laps until Kai de Wolf came through with 3 laps to go. De Wolf now to 3rd, Langenfelder down to 4th, Harp 5th. But for the 3rd time this year, Lucas Coonan, a race winner here in race 1 from Adamo and de Wolf. MX2 Race 2, conditions still dry. There was the threat of rain, but this time, business as usual for Sasha Coonan over the foxhole shot line for the 6th time this year. Langenfelder with him, so too Harp on the 11, Elzinger on the 44, and Lucas Coonan just there, your winner from race 1, quickly getting himself into 4th place. Langenfelder charged his way down the inside of Harp. Harp, a little bit of payback for what happened in race 1. He moved into 2nd. And that allowed Lucas Coonan to get around the German. But guess what? It wasn't all over yet. Lucas Coonan quickly into 2nd. These two still going at it for 3rd. Langenfelder did find his way past, and then about a half a lap later, Harp down again, involved in a tussle with the German. Picked himself up in 11th place. And just like race 1, Lucas Coonan going past his brother for the lead. That was on lap 2. Then Kai de Wolf found his way past Langenfelder as he moved into 3rd. Adamo found his way past Ferruccio Zanchi and moved into 5th place. That was on lap 5. A little mistake here for Sasha Coonan allowed de Wolf to go through. That was for 2nd. And then Langenfelder went through as well a couple of laps later as he moved into 3rd place. Andrea Adamo took about 2 or 3 laps to find his way past his teammate Sasha Coonan to move into 4th. That's where he would finish. Sasha Coonan, though, would fall back to 9th. The rain started to come in the last 10 minutes of the race, but it didn't deter Lucas Coonan, who went on for the perfect weekend here in France. The round qualifying winner, back-to-back wins. Kai de Wolf 2nd, Langenfelder 3rd. The overall Grand Prix, though, back-to-back overalls for Lucas Coonan. It was 1-2 for Nastan Husqvarna. Adamo on the podium 3rd. And de Wolf now 52 points clear of Langenfelder. Coonan up to 3rd. And that was your podium. Lucas Coonan, Kai de Wolf, and Andrea Adamo. The red plate belongs to Kai de Wolf, though.
Let's say first moto I was thinking about taking it and I didn't, so second moto I said that this one I take, and I give it a try because it's complete outside and it dried a little. But yeah, we made 2 good motos, let's say the 3, and yeah, now we try to keep building on this, and I want to say good luck to Thibaut for everything, because he took a big crash in the time practice, so I hope he's doing good, and good luck, bro.
MXGP Race 1 and riding with a thumb injury, picked up in free practice on Saturday. Roman Fevre in no mood for hanging around. Grabbed his first foxhole shot of the campaign. Geiser to the inside, banging bars with Prado as they rounded out the first couple of corners. The 101 of Mattia Guadagnini was in there as well. Hurlings buried mid-pack. But it was Fevre who led the way in front of his home fans. Prado quickly in second, Geiser into third. A couple of corners later though, a mistake coming into this next turn. And Prado was all of a sudden back to third as Geiser swept around the outside. They were tied on points coming into this race. Geiser and Prado. And Geiser wasting no time finding his way to the front with that move on Fevre. Meanwhile, Hurlings on the charge, finding his way past Mattia Guadagnini into 7th position early on in the race. He then got caught out when Paul Jonas moved by into 7th a lap later. Hurlings was now buried in 8th. Jonas on the charge even more. A couple of laps later, found his way into 6th with this pass at the top of the hill. A neat move to the outside, inside. Glenn Koldenoff was all of a sudden down in 7th. Jonas up to 6th. And with 4 laps to go, possible pain coming from that right thumb of Roman Fevre. And also an increase in speed in the latter stages for Prado meant that he was now 2nd, Fevre 3rd, Seawer 4th, Jonas 5th. But for Tim Geiser, led every single one of the 18 laps. He crossed the line for his 3rd win of the season from Prado and Fevre, and all of a sudden, Geiser, your new leader, by 3 points. The heavens is well and truly opened for MXGP Race 2, and once again it was Roman Fevre on the level playing field who grabbed his 2nd foxhole shot as Mattia Guadagnini went down. Top of the hill, it was a Kawasaki 1-2 as Seawer followed his teammate through. Jonas was there in 3rd. Hurlings emerged in 5th behind Geiser, and it was going to be survival of the fittest. Fevre started to pull clear as Hurlings quickly into 2nd. Seawer 3rd. Geiser 4th. Jonas in there as well. Then Geiser going from 5th to 4th with that move on Jonas at the top of the hill. He then went after Jeremy Seawer a few corners later, picked his way into 3rd, sorry, and then he went after Hurlings. These two fought pretty much for the first 10 laps over that 2nd place until this happened. Geiser cross-rutted. He went down from 3rd to 6th. Jeremy Seawer, Kevin Hawkmo went through. And then watch this here, back marker getting in the way of Roman Fevre, absolutely messing up his goggles. That allowed Jeffrey Hurlings to start closing in on a possible race win. And on the final lap, 2/3 to go, Roman Fevre sensed it. He went defensive. Hurlings chucked it in around the outside. He took the lead from Roman Fevre, who thought at that moment that he had lost the race and the Grand Prix. Jeffrey Hurlings rounded out the final turn then with his 2nd race win of the season. Roman Fevre crossed the line 2nd, and he thought he'd won the Grand Prix. He didn't know it, but we did at the time. Jonas was 3rd, Seawer 4th, Hawkmo and Geiser rounding out the top 6. He crossed the line, and the fans told him, "You are number 1." So that was the podium with Roman Fevre, Jeffrey Hurlings and Tim Geiser. And then there was a review, because look in the background, a rider went down on the uphill double, and then there were waved yellows. Jeremy Seawer and Kevin Hawkmo both jumped on these waved yellows. They were docked 2 positions. That promoted Geiser and Prado 2 positions, and that meant that Tim Geiser, with a 1st and a 4th, not a 1st and a 6th, topped the podium by a point. Fevre demoted to 2nd, Hurlings from 2nd to 3rd, Prado promoted to 4th ahead of Jonas. And Geiser, now the new championship leader, by 5 points over Jorge Prado. Roman Fevre 24 further back. Then we've got Hurlings 32 behind him in 5th place for Paul Jonas. But heading into the break and into Germany in 2 weeks' time, Tim Geiser is in red at the top of the championship in MXGP.